Okay. Let me see how things go. Had a nice week. Had a nice setup. I had a nice discussion with some individuals before the stream, and hopefully this can go pretty well. I'm hoping for a good number of people here. I liked last week. Last week was a lot of fun, and hopefully this week will also be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna post a couple links to the stream. I'm gonna post up on Twitter. Obviously, hello to anybody that's here already. Glad to see anybody come in and hang out. So I'm wondering right now whether or not like I'm honestly a little shocked with myself that my background. Obviously, I have this cool new banner that was made for me, but the uh, the fact that the background isn't anything from Black Clover this week is the Black Clover double spreads were fucking thick as hell. But something about this Jujutsu Kaisen panel with this big weird monster flower, I like looking at it. It's very strange looking. It's just such an interesting creature to peer upon. I guess it's not really a creature; it's obviously a technique, but still, I just really like looking at it. What's up, Jared? Yeah, did you or are you caught up on Black Clover? Like, Yuno and Asta's form progression. It's small bits, but there's definitely progression. It's not like level 2. I guess it'd really just be like level 1 plus. I'll pull up the panel in a second, and we'll point out the parts of it that really are advanced and really have progressed, which I think will be pretty fun to talk about. There's definitely some nice areas that they're gonna hopefully meld into because now they have this really OP combo, and I'm wondering how exactly anyone's gonna contend with that. Obviously, it's up to a level, but still, like Jesus, they're pretty crazy. And what's hanging out with Zach God? Just setting up the stream, talking to people. I almost forgot to put. I think I forgot last week to post it on Twitter. Let me post it real quick. All right, one second. Almost done. All right. Let's see. Hopefully this goes well. So let's see who's here already. I saw Zach God. You got to see Jared Punch, Joshua Light. What's up, Joshua Light? I don't know if have I seen you in this room before, Joshua Light? How's it going? You got Mercenary. How's it going, Mercenary? Rax's new chapter of Black Clover's crazy. Yeah, the chapter was thick. So one thing that I didn't talk about in my video that I missed talking about is the fact that uh, when Patri was starting to kind of lose it while talking to the demon, the four-leaf clover on his grimoire was turning black. It was slowly turning black until Asta and stepped into it and came to fight the guy. I think that's a an interesting push of how the fifth leaf clover really could give out because obviously its origin, or we've got a little bit of it right now, and it spells it with what we saw from the demon, as he's talking about like when the four leaf clover Grimoire was like dipped into what did he say, like dipped into despair, and then the fifth leaf grimoire of like anguish was born or something like that. Like it clearly has a method of creation. It wasn't just like it exists. There was definitely a step process that it kind of was forged, and definitely I'm hoping that we find out something about that now, because the fact that we now have this demon who we don't even know where he sits amongst other demons, we don't know how exactly he is in comparison to the at least if there's just two demons, at least the one in the grimoire. Like, what is their relationship? How do they know each other? What is it? What's going to be found out about the other through whichever one? What's up, Larry Jones? Yeah, Boss Obito the Masked Man. Oh yeah, I just probably I haven't got you down memorized, Joshua Light. But obviously now that I've been humiliated of not memorizing who you are, I'll remember you. My shame. Other than that, though, welcome. How's it going, JK Network? Tell him 29. How's it going? What do you think of Rave Master Freights or crossover OVA? I like that. So I actually really like that the anime added a little bit extra to it, because the manga chapter, it was still fun. Like, the thing about crossovers I think is the most interesting, and the thing that I always look forward to above all others is just character interactions. Because that's the thing is these characters would never meet within their story. You never know how their personalities will clash. You know, you could have a fight like who would win, who's stronger. You know, what would happen if if they teamed up. I'm more interested in what like just conversational pieces, like how are they going to react to the other. But that's just I think my opinion. Obviously, fights are fun, but I really liked seeing them going and just kind of like clashing personalities. You have Haru laid back, kind of goes with the flow of things, and Natsu's like fiery, like in the moment mindset all the time. Let's see, what I missed one. Oh, who else do you think showing up in this fight? I think Licht is gonna have to show up because I don't. There's no way they're gonna be able to defeat this guy. This guy's way too powerful. Him casually just kind of like brushed him aside, and they did get a power up, obviously, but I don't think it's gonna be at a level to where it's gonna be a threat to him. Like even at that part where it looks like they got a slash in and like one of his wings was like chipped, he seemed fine with it. He didn't seem like at all worried. Like he seemed more like it was just like a, well, that's cute, nice attempt. And this is also not even his real body. This is like a much weaker, imperfect form. When Eden Zero gets an anime, do you think they'll have a Fairy Tail Eden Zero and Rave Master crossover OVA? Yeah, of course. I'm wondering when they're going to have a chapter where they have a crossover, because it's going to happen. I think it would be a shame if it didn't happen. I really like that. I really like the Rave Master Fairy Tail crossover, and I'm going to really like the Eden Zero Fairy Tail Rave Master crossover. What I am wondering is if they have a crossover, are they going to remember, are Haru and Natsu going to remember each other from the previous uh, OVA special where they met? Well, obviously it doesn't tie into their main story, but in this OVA crossover, canon, in its own canon world, will they be like, oh, hey, it's you. I remember you from the fucking last time. If you want to fight again, we got a problem, we got beef, or they'll be cool with each other. Because the difference between the manga OVA and the manga side chapter and the anime OVA is Haru and Natsu kind of separated after Urza showed up, but that's like half of the episode. They didn't team up against Coldio in the manga. That was anime only. Do I think Yami will transform? It depends, because obviously Asta's form is because of the creature within the grimoire, whereas Yuno is because he's a spirit magic. So obviously, in order to get a spirit dive, they need to get a spirit, and there should be more because it's not like the four great spirits should be the only, because they're the great spirits. You could easily have a lesser spirit, a shadow spirit. You could have another wind spirit, but it just be not as powerful, and a bunch of other stuff that you could really bring in. And so logically, as long as you're able to learn out how the advanced mana skin and channel spirit magic in your body, then you should be able to get your own spirit dive as long as you have a spirit. So Yami getting it is possible. A lot of characters are possible. We're going to definitely see it anybody I think that has it already. So Fuego Leon will eventually should have his spirit dive, like logically. He should definitely be able to pull one. Really quick, just since we're pretty early on as I shill, if I really appreciate if anybody's new, that they would subscribe to the channel and check out my other videos. And I do these streams weekly. And everybody who's here, if they would thumbs up the stream, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. But let me get back to the comments. 5 minutes behind. What's up? Hey, what's up, Legend Vash? I was just enjoying that World Seeker stream. The game, obviously, it's gonna have bugs, but I really like the skill tree. I thought that was kind of cool to think about it, like unlocking Luffy's abilities and like how that will make the game different, just because his moves are so oddly separated, I guess. I'm wondering if you can get Snake Man in the game. Listen to you, my job. Oh, cool. I hope I can make your job slightly less boring if it's boring today. I don't know. Thoughts on more after the recent chapter? Well, I saw spoilers for the next chapter, but I'm gonna wait because there was like a little bit of head scratch, and I'm just kind of wondering where it's. I'm gonna wait and talk about what I know from this next chapter. I'm gonna wait until an actual translation. But the last chapter, I'm wondering, because I don't think that Homura is just like operating blind. I think there's definitely somebody like I talked about another member of the Arasion Says Galactica in the mix of things. Maybe trying to get a bug on the inside with Drac and Joe. You think Rebecca and Happy reacts to Fairy Tail Abby? Probably try and figure out. Oh, well, the thing is that with Eden Zero Happy, the Exceed apparently from another planet, which is kind of my theory of how you'd be able to like tie Hiro Mishima's stories together. Is you have so the Edalus world and the Earthland world they're just parallel universes. They have the same people, but they're slightly different. And then one has magic in the land, and one is kind of like magic in the air, and how they kind of work differently. As so, if you have say the Exceed are from a different planet, it would explain like in the Edalus world maybe they traveled to the Edalus planet, and then the Earthland world they didn't. So you could have them kind of like existing in the same world, kind of like you know what I mean. But I think if the two Happies met up, it would really just be like, hey, we look similar, we have a similar name. But then like, but Edalus Happy or not Edalus Happy, Eden Zero Happy is way more about like a yes man. He seems way more friendly. I think that Fairy Tale Happy would just kind of troll him and play pranks on him and like mess him a lot. DC spoilers in Eden Zero. Yeah, I'm curious how the new one of this apparent imposter is. I don't know because I'm a little bit, like I said, I'm a little bit head scratch on it because I'm curious to how like if it's a fake, like how do they know certain things, and I don't know. I'm a little bit curious about where that's gonna go. But obviously, if it's misdirect, it's misdirect. I'm more curious to know what Shiki's reaction is gonna be when we see like his dialogue. We see a little bit of it, but not too much. And how long we're really gonna be sitting around with Jamilov, definitely. I can see how more challenging Urza to fight and see who she likes to fight. But she better wait a while. She's gonna get smacked down by Urza. She's gonna one shot. Urza's gonna have a new pupil. What if Manga from Black Clover was half bred between humans and dragons because he has fire power? Wait, what? What if Manga? Wait, what? What if Manga from Black Clover? What do you mean? Oh, Joshua Light, I need you to repeat the question. I'm a little bit confused. What if Manga from Black Clover was a half breed? What? I don't understand that question. Nothing against you. Nothing rude. I'm not understanding it. I don't want to be rude. It might come off as rude. I'm gonna skip the next question. But Joshua, Light, please, I really appreciate if you would rewrite that. I'm a little bit confused on what you mean. I get what you're saying of Black Clover like half breeds, but I'm kind of confused on the first part. Speaking of Jujutsu Kaisen Rex, we finally getting an English translated Volume 1 for America. Yeah, definitely getting it. Definitely getting that. I want to get the. I also want to start getting Kimetsu no Yaiba, and I recently got into Blue Exorcist. I was talking about in the last stream. I'm like chapter 66 out of like 106. I'm gonna start picking those up as well. I have adequate sized bookshelves now. I want to get a really big one. I'm looking right now into getting because right now I don't have a nice TV stand. I want to get a TV stand that kind of has like shelves on the sides that I can also put books in, so I can have more manga space. Definitely gonna start looking towards that in the future. I'll get one probably within the next couple weeks. Hopefully my squeaky chair isn't aggravating you guys. Uh, yeah, I'm definitely excited for the Jujutsu Kaisen volumes. I really like the last chapter, chapter 51. That one actually got me really hyped. And like I said, I was expecting to use the one of the Black Clover spreads for this background because they were really good this week. But I just really like this monster ability design for Jujutsu Kaisen. It just looks so cool. You got these big, weird, spiky tooth Pac-Man looking like seedlings on this like demonic plant. It just looks awesome. I really like it. Didn't work. I wish I could watch this. Oh, that's all right, Karma. It'll be up. Wait, is my last one? I'm sure my last one. Yeah, my last one is unlisted, or it's public. So this one I'll hopefully remember as well. Keep it up so you guys can watch it for anything after. Uh, I'm not too bad here, Rex. I've been reading through some manga here and a light novel. What have you been reading? Like I said, I've been reading through Blue Exorcist recently. I've been having a lot of fun with that. Do you think that we tease this? What Elsie's ether gear is? I think she's just gonna have like some really cool sword. I think she's gonna have like maybe it will be like because we know I'm assuming it's gonna have kind of like a spice at Urza, or maybe like I've also had the theory though that maybe like instead it'll be like Justice will have powers like Urza and Elsie will have powers like Jalal. So I'm expecting though some type of sword related power just because she has a sword on her. But she's also called the Skull Fairy, so I'm wondering if maybe she has some like cool like skeletal undead power. I don't know. It's all I really know is that she definitely has ether gear. I I really hope Licht and the devil fight soon. Really hope for that chapter. Yeah, I think this chapter really helped solidify the fact that Licht gave Asta the which one is this? Is this the demon? Is this the demon destroyer sword? I think this one is. Yeah, it's the demon dweller sword, the demon beheading sword, demon dweller sword, the demon destroyer sword. So I think that this chapter really solidified the theory that he gave him the that he let Asta take the sword in their scuffle, and why he didn't pursue them, why he didn't take the grimoire from. Because I saw people talk about it originally, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. Why would he, why would he want them to defeat the elves? But it wasn't the elves; it was to prevent this demon from being reawakened, or any of the other demons from coming back. What's up, anime lately? How's it going? How's it going? You've been reading, early Blue Exorcist. Yeah, I watched the anime, and then I enjoyed it, but I never got around to the manga. But obviously now with the Shonen Jump service app, it's much easier because you have all the HD digital ones as part of being a paid subscriber, which is pretty nice. So I read through them at my leisure. Still paying for it, still supporting the official release, but not having to go through the process of obviously buying all of them individually. But I do plan on buying the physical volumes individually. I don't like to buy the digital volumes. I'd rather, if I'm going to buy a volume, I'd rather have the full physical version. Let's see what's up, Rex. Yeah, what's up, anime lately? And again, I really appreciate anyone who hasn't yet subscribed to the channel and thumbs up the stream. See if there's anybody else that would want to come hang out and chat with chat anime and whatever. I've been really liking the community conversation and the activity that's been going. I've been really chatting with you guys, and how the streams have been. Luckily I'm keeping up a lot better than last week. Last week I got way too behind. And let me see. Let me scroll up. I refreshed really quick, and scroll. Let's see. Anything? No, we've just been talking about different series right now. Nothing too big yet. I'm happy to see a part 2 to your favorite Black Clover panel. Yeah, that was awesome. I really I think that the panel where it shows Yuno and Asta in their advanced forms, and it's talking about how Yuno's magic concentration is breaking down matter around him, and Asta's is breaking down magic around him. And that was just such a sick team dynamic panel as well, but also really cool for their character growth. Best and worst fairy tale arc for you. Best arc, Tartarus. Worst arc, Edalus. I thought Edalus, the thing about Edalus is Edalus wasn't a bad arc. It was just a ton of wasted potential. There was so much more that could come out. You had an alternate reality, and you had the characters were out of their element. They didn't have their same powers. They could have learned secondary abilities. You got all this stuff that could have happened, and it was all pretty much done and gone through in 30 chapters. That's what I don't like about Edalus. Edalus is a huge waste of potential. But Tartarus, I really liked Tartarus. I liked all the characters in it. Obviously, you had Mard Gear. You had Kyoka. You had Silver. Zareth and Loki were showing up. You had a lot of cool stuff. Obviously, the characters all experienced great loss. Natsu lost Ignil. You had Lucy lose her Aquarius key. Gray had to see his father die again. You had Urza go through her torture trauma again that she had back when she was in Tower of Heaven. There's a lot of really good parts and aspects to Tartarus that I really liked. I really liked Tartarus arc. Recently read the manga, first volume for both Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. I'm not a huge fan of Hunter x Hunter. I mean, that's an unpopular opinion. I'm just not really into it, but I do like Yu Hakusho. Obviously, like I always say though, if you like Hunter x Hunter or any of the stuff that I don't really like, that's fine. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that you can't like it. That's just my opinion. The light novel I've been reading with a certain magical index. I've heard of that series. Isn't that already certain scientific or certain magic railgun or something? First sword, Asta got the demons, the demon slayer and the demon dweller and the demon destroyer. I liked when it was the third one was demon ruin, but that was obviously not the correct translation. I just thought it was a cool name. The demon destroyer though is pretty sick. Are we going to find out where the other characters are at, such as Nozzle-Yami? Oh, they're off fighting other people. We'll probably get to that soon. It's just obviously, I think right now what's happening, I think should have. Well, it's good for the series because it's obviously people are hyped. They're getting way more people are getting way more paying way more attention because all this really important lore stuff's happening. But how are we gonna go from that just to seeing like some of the other characters like Yami and stuff fighting? Like this is gonna be pretty crazy. Maybe he'll have talked to them, like Licht will have convinced them to come aid, like fight this demon. We're gonna get to see everybody against the demon. But I still think this arc, I I think no matter what, this arc is gonna end as like part one, and we're gonna get a time skip. Thanks for joining the stream, or yeah, I liked watching the One Piece. The thing is, like, I enjoy One Piece to a degree. I don't think I'd enjoy enough to play like a big open world One Piece game, but I'd like to watch it. So, you know, watch you guys play it and see how the game is. It looks fun. It doesn't feel like something I would want to put as much time as probably the game requires into. Like I'd probably take a similar game because it was that Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is about to come out, and I'd rather play that personally. But I'm fine with watching people play it. I think it's a nice, comfortable game in that position for me. What's with shonen protagonists and demons? I don't know. Well, Asta's doesn't live within him. Asta's lives in the grimoire, but he channels it through his body. How many others, like you had Naruto had a demon in him? Obviously, Natsu's wasn't a demon. Ichigo's wasn't technically a demon. It was an old German guy. Luffy's, I mean, Luffy's is kind of weird because like the way that they've described devil fruits, obviously it's not canon. It's just kind of the description of like when you eat a devil fruit, you have the devil and like a devil of that thing inside you. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Oh yeah, this just happens a lot in fantasy. I think it's just a really cool idea that a lot of people can get behind. Is you have some creature locked within you, you use its powers. Ren and Yuki's case, they are both son of Satan. Yeah. Well, yeah, he doesn't have a demon locked in him. He is a demon. He's a half demon. What if Magna? Oh, was that's what you meant, Magna? Okay, because it said manga, unless I read it wrong. That'd be pretty sick. Well, the thing is, I'm wondering. So I think it would be cooler if instead maybe he met a different kind of fire creature. Because the thing is, Magna isn't fire; he's explosions. So he needs some form of explosion creature. And I would like it if more if he trained with one, because as cool as it would be, I would rather I'd much rather that they keep the half breeds down, so it's not like, well, people were just strong because they were half breeds. But I don't think it will be the case, because the thing with Charmy is we've always known Charmy was very powerful, and there's always been like quite hype around Charmy, and now we finally figured out why it's that she's a half breed of the dwarf. I guess it's that address meant for people enter demons. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Have you read? I haven't read Ninku, but I have read 666 Satan. That's by Seishi Kishimoto. Yeah, his twin brother with Geo Freed. Part one, Naruto he fought with his own personal hatred for other people. Yeah, I really like Part one Naruto. I think I like the characters especially more. I really like Kimimaru. Kimimaru was awesome. Do you see the recent Dragon Ball Super anime announcement? Yeah. Why aren't they calling it Dragon Ball Ultra? Why are they not calling it Dragon Ball Ultra? Like Super is because they just threw Super onto everything. The Super Dragon Balls and fucking shit. But now obviously the focus is going to be more towards for Goku Ultra Instinct. So they should call it Dragon Ball Ultra. Dragon Ball Ultra would be a much cooler title as well. I don't like the Super, but Ultra sounds way better. I think it'd be nuts. And then so imagine this though. Imagine this. You call it Dragon Ball Ultra and then like I'm hoping they don't combine Ultra Instinct and Super Saiyan, right? So I don't want them to combine it. But if you combine them instead of being Super Saiyan, like you would have Saiyan God, and then you just call it Ultra Saiyan or Ultra Saiyan God, and then Super Ultra Saiyan. I think that actually would be cooler, because the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. The idea that somebody thought that was a good idea made my head hurt, and it makes me sad. but whatever. I do wish that it was called Super or Dragon Ball Ultra. But that's not important. That's just like a pet peeve. Obviously, it doesn't matter. I think we're gonna see more Black Clover users from different kingdoms. I think Asta will be the only one to fight. Yeah, so that would also make more sense of why it's called Black Clover, and if it has more significance than just Asta, because clearly the four-leaf grimoire from Patri turning black partially in that moment is important. It definitely has something to do with the overall kind of way that the five-leaf grimoire is created. There's going to be more to it, I think, but I'm wondering where we're going to eventually see that, and where we're eventually going to when we're eventually going to see more about that aspect in general, because the fact that it's a thing means we're going to see other characters with it. It has to. It has to impact other characters as well. We're going to see more of little black clovers. I think Wise knows something about Mother because when he first mentioned her name, he kind of looked like he was bothered. Wise, I think he might know maybe some like people who maybe like some people he knew involved tried to go like find her and then died in the process. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of weird if Wise somehow like knows like where Mother is or he's met her before or something. I think that'd be very strange. I don't know. It feels like it'd be way too important for him to have on that five top. I don't. Yeah. Was that Yami, Asta, Noel, Marileona, Zora? My favorite in Black Clover. It's between Zora and Marileona. They're my favorites. Dragon Ball Instinct. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool too. I like that name. Dragon Ball Instinct sounds pretty sick. Well, actually, I think would play more because I think that in the manga we're gonna see. Uh, I guess it wouldn't be Super Saiyan 4, but that form that was used in Super Saiyan 4 brought over. It'll probably have a different name, kind of like instead of Legendary Super Saiyan, it's called like what is it, Akari form now? I think it's kind of like Super Saiyan Akari, whatever it was called in the data book or information on the movie. Oh, I gotta scroll up. I get a little bit behind. Yeah, Dragon Ball Instinct would be. I think Shiki would interact. I think well, Haru would be very friendly. I think Natsu would be a little bit cautious and like not sure, but like the fact that Shiki is very friendly, I think they'd both get along. Because the thing is, Haru I think is much more chill. Natsu is I think Natsu doesn't really look at somebody he doesn't know and say let's be buddies. He'd be like I don't know. But obviously if they're friend material, he'd say like okay we can be pals. But if he didn't like him, he'd be like I don't know about you. Shiki would just say regardless like let's be friends, and Haru would just be like sure okay. And Natsu would probably be like all right, you don't seem like a bad guy. Cool, let's be friends. I think they'd get along. I think they'd all get along. I think they would probably fight pretty quickly. Obviously, we know Haru and Natsu, like, shortly into it, Natsu instigating a fight between them, and Haru, as going with, as I said, he goes with the flow, would probably join the fight. I think Shiki would try and interrupt them. He'd be like, why we don't need to fight? We should fight. We're buddies. Have you seen Death Note? I have seen Death Note. I haven't watched or read the manga through since like 2006 or some long time ago, like when it was originally airing on was it Adult Swim? Like way back when you were still seeing like on the next episode, like when it was still coming out dubbed. Who would you pick as your wife in Black Clover? Marileona. Well, Marileona. I don't know. I feel like Marileona, as much as I like Marileona, should be a bad pick. I think Mimosa's probably one of the better picks because she's a great healer. And legitimately, I feel like if I was in Black Clover, I'd be kind of like, my always preferred fighting style would be something kind of like Marileona's, where you're like a straight close combat brawler. So I feel like Mimosa would be the best option because then she could just heal you. Like, just imagine just like Asta, like have her on your back like Yoda, and then she heals you in the middle of fights. Plus, Mimosa seems just pretty cool. I like her in general. Do you think they introduced the demon after they defeated Lick the Nails completely? Wait, do you think they should have introduced the demon? Uh, no. So I get where they introduced it now because now it's getting into hype of things, and now the fights are gonna have a weird feeling to them because they don't now instead of it being like oh they're just fighting a bad guy, it's gonna be like they need to stop fighting, they need to halt their fight and like go over and join in the aid against this demon. And I think it was cool to see like that abruptness of like it just came out of nowhere. It was like such a cool like it was such a cool surprise. I really like that. But I would like it if instead I kind of wanted to peer over to see what the other character is doing because like this is such a hype piece. Like anything after this, I feel like isn't going to be as intense. I don't know. Though Yami always seems to deliver. I think Yami would be fine though. Like Yami just always seems to deliver like a badass fight regardless. Hello, did I miss anything important? No Black Asta. Oh, we've been talking about Black Clover and talking about like where this arc is going, what we've got so far. Talking about Eden Zero. I want to talk a little bit about more about Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, and then the potential right now for My Hero Academia because the last two chapters I haven't been like hyped for them, but there's definitely a lot of potential going on. There's definitely a lot of potential with what's going on with the villains. I actually really like. I really like that where it looks like we're going to see, how they do stuff on a normal basis, see them train and go through development and stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. That's what I'm hoping is happening right now. I gotta make sure I don't skip over stuff. Do you think that? Yeah, I already read that. I realize Noelle is 15. I mean, he didn't say you have to take her right away. He just said that you pick her as wife. Sometimes you get a prearranged marriage and you gotta wait. Keep that in mind. There was no sexual stuff in there. Gosh, come on, Sharon Kane. You're turning it lewd. I feel like Noelle would be a beneficial addition to the two fight. I mean, what is Noelle gonna do? Because the thing about Noelle, she doesn't have any like hacks powers yet, so she doesn't have any like Trump like she doesn't have anything I think really that beneficial to the fight right now. As much as I like Noelle, I don't think she would really be able to pull it because like if you pulled in Zora, Zora's got all these traps. He's tricky. He's a strategist. I don't think Noelle would be as useful right now. As much as I like Noelle, I think she would. I think she'd just be in danger. Hey, I read that. Rating is pretty good so far. The anime is trash. So I'm not caught up in the anime, but I stopped watching because I was really upset with how it was progressing because they kept taking and doing filler episodes and filler episodes and it was like not like in between like a big arc. Like you just had like the first because if you've read the manga or I think the anime just finished it, like that first big battle and then in between that did some stuff, like it'd be kind of different. But like when you just get into a series and you're doing a bunch of filler stuff, it's just like you're just turning me away. I'm waiting for it to get on like Hulu or something so I could just binge watch it because I don't like Crunchyroll and I don't like Funimation and a lot of sites, a lot of fan sites run too slow for me. I don't know what it is, like GoGo Anime and shit. It just loads at such a snail's pace, and sometimes it'll be really nice and fast with their servers. I don't know what it is, because my internet's fast. Like I don't have like mega lightning internet, but like I go to Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, anything. I have perfectly fine uh, playing speed, but for some reason, hosted sites like that like don't run very well for me. Let me see. Mimosa would be my wife. Yeah, Mimosa's pretty cool. You think Asta and Yuno became too strong to? Oh no, because the thing is there's clearly so much more out there. I think a lot of the thing about Black Clover is we're seeing with the captains and stuff, we're seeing like high stuff for them. We don't see what's high in the world. It'd be like, look back at Fairy Tail like S class wizards or even wizard saints, like at the time of it was like, damn. Like Natsu taking out Jalal the first, like that was like one of the highest characters at the time of like known. But you take Jalal in the Tower of Heaven arc and you put him now, it's just like in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing. But you like, I guess it'd be like the same for Naruto, like Zabuza. Like you saw, like Haku was as strong as Zabuza, right? So like, and Naruto took him down, and that wasn't even one tail. And then like, there's so many other characters that like completely shadow that level. I think it'll be fine because I think Tabata has shown that he plans things out like pretty far and pretty well. So I think he knows that like I think he's got a lot more big stuff. Like the fact that like dwarves, we haven't seen dwarves, but and the elves, we've only seen elves within this country. We don't know like does every single country like have their own thing? Are dwarves could be like the Diamond Kings equivalent, like their land. Maybe they'll have like minotaurs or nymphs. So there's a lot of stuff that we could get. There's a lot of different races I think that when they get in that we'll see more of like like an actual like lich or a dragon. There's a lot of things that will come along the line that I think will add a lot more to it. I got a little bit behind. I think Dragoneers are gonna attack Fairy Tail. They need the water dragon guns powerful. So I don't think they're gonna attack Fairy Tail. They don't need. Well, the thing is they don't know where Toka is. The next time we see the Dragoneers, what I'm hoping we see their headquarters and maybe see a couple of their Dragoneers and we see their boss. I want to see their boss. So I have a theory that their boss is a dragon god, or that's what I'm kind of feeling like, because I feel like that's like one of the logical people that could be, amping them up to become as powerful as they are. Strongest Dragon Ball character Acnologia could defeat. That's kind of hard because what was it at a Demon King Piccolo? He was like could like destroy like a small island or a large city, and then right after that, like I don't remember a lot after that because like I think the Master Roshi destroying the moon thing, people still kind of see that as an outlier, right? But because it was more of like a gag thing at the time, and it kind of like hurt consistency. And then like right after that, it was like Piccolo Jr., who I don't remember anything bigger from him. And then it was right the Saiyans, where they were like world enders, and then Frieza, who also was like a planet destroyer. I don't know. There's kind of like a big gap. Like obviously, I think he could take down Demon King Piccolo, but I don't think obviously he can't really contend with this. Wait, was Vegeta Nappa in the Saiyan Saga? How were they planet destroyers at the time? I remember Nappa like blew up like a couple like large cities, and I think he like raised a country. I don't, and I remember there's a scene in the anime where Vegeta destroys a planet. I don't think that's in the manga though. I don't know. Someone correct me on that. Obviously, if it's, I don't remember. I feel like there wasn't like a canon planet buster until Frieza, and so it'd be like somewhere, or and then, well, Piccolo destroyed the moon too. I'm a little bit like thinking now about this because I haven't read through the manga in a long time. I think them wanting to show the demon at this point, both characters in the series and audience. Yeah, I like that it was because if it was like they got to like the defeating Lit or like getting into that area, like it'd be like, oh, of course there's a stronger person. Like this is the anime thing, you know. There's the secret boss, but this like was out of nowhere. I don't think anybody was suspecting this. I thought that was cool. If Yami was in Fairy Tail, you think that he'd be the top wizard saints? No, I don't. Because the thing about Yami's skills, the thing about Yami is he's powerful, and I think the thing that makes him the most powerful isn't his dimension slash. It's the fact that his moves combo together really well. But his dimension slash, Ikaruga could do that, and she could do that with normal sword slashes instead. I think Yami has the potential. I mean, if you had Julius is definitely like Spriggan level. But Yami, I think he's a wizard. I think he could be a wizard saint. But I don't think he'd be the top wizard saint. Like God Serena would give him the fucking hands. Let me see. Where was I? Have you watched Rurouni Kenshin? I watched Rurouni Kenshin a long, like early. Was it like early 2000s, back before I like really knew that much about like animes and stuff. When it was like the only ones I could name were like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Dragon Ball. Like I knew there was others, but I couldn't really name them. Like a long, long time ago. I'd have to get to it again eventually, like, or actually, as I am like I'll be old enough now, where I'd actually remember and like get stuff going on, pay attention to stuff. I'm a little bit hesitant to it now because the dude is a convicted like child porn lover. It's kind of like makes me, I don't know, if I want to. Do you think the other elves will go to demonic from disparity to fights? I don't know, because the fact that like Patri was one of the furthest in, and it was happening to him after realizing that everything he did, he was tricked. It has to be like soul crushingly like levels of despair, I think, to get to that state. And I think it has to be I think it has to be a four leaf clover, because the demon said something about four leaf clover. I'd have to double check. I feel about My Hero doing a villain central arc, especially given the fact that Shigeki is gonna earn spinners. Gonna have to earn spinners and get them his respect. I like that they're doing a villain arc. I'm hoping they can make Bad Touch into like an actual decent villain. Like Cremation is really cool. I like Cremation. Toga's alright. Um, I like Giganto. I think he's kind of cool. I don't really care for Bad Touch. He's just kind of like, eh. I like his design, and he's creepy, but he doesn't really give off that like big villain vibe to it. I think I have the, a lot of people think that's the point. He's like a rookie villain, and you're gonna see him kind of build up to a villain like Deku is becoming a hero. I don't know. The thing that really bothers me is his power, because like he's Deku is so much faster, right? Deku's faster, and he could one shot him, but Bad Touch can one shot Deku with his Hacks power. I would have liked it better if he had like a weird versatile power like Gentle, because the thing about Gentle's power was so cool, and it wasn't like Overhaul or Bad Touch where it's like all he has to do is get in one touch, one like good hit, and then he's insta killed. With Gentle, he was like Deku would go for punches, and like okay, he just walked right into his trap. He made that spot elastic. He flings him up in the air, and then Deku's like, well, I got you now. He does his flick attack, but it was set up to do that. So then bam, he just puts up the reflection, or the elasticity makes the air elastic, and then like bounces, but it's actually bouncing into another one that increases its power, bounces back, he sets up another one, and like just like smacks Deku. I think that Gentle had a much cooler power because the fact that it was way more versatile. You could have an actual fight. It showed that he had honed it through years of like thinking more about his ability, figuring out how he could use it in different scenarios, and I like that more. I think this arc has a lot of potential though for the villains, and I'm hoping that Giganto can put him in, get him in shape. What if Thor was introduced in Black Clover? I think that'd be cool. That maybe maybe Thor will be the name of a lightning spirit, and that'll go to Luck eventually, because Luck has doesn't he have Thor's boots as the name of a spell? Thor would kill everyone. Yeah. We need a version of Grand Magic Games Black Clover and the other kingdoms. That'd be cool. I mean, it'd be cool if they figured out a way to get along, as they're obviously still hostile. I think Tabata could make it work. Yeah, I think so. Have you played Devil May Cry 5? I haven't played Devil May Cry. I know of it. The thing about me, I get weirdly OCD. Like if I get into a game, like I can't play just say I'm gonna play Devil May Cry 5. I have to play the other ones. I have to play them in order, or it will bother me forever. And it's one of those games that I've always wanted to get into that I just never have. But I will eventually. I'm too excited for some other games like Psychonauts 2 is about to come out in like a month, and I love Psychonauts 1. I could play through Psychonauts right now, and then Black Mesa the Zen installment I think comes out in like 2 months, so I'm gonna play the hell out of that. I'm gonna stream that entirely. So if you've never played I'm gonna off topic really quick. If you've ever played the game Half-Life, there's a HD full remastering called Black Mesa. And Half-Life, I love Half-Life because like the first video games I think I ever remember playing, it was like it was Pokemon's Silver and Half-Life 1. And I can sit down and play Half-Life from start to finish. Both Half-Life Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2 and Half-Life Opposing Force. When I play them, I have to start them and I can't stop until I finish because I just enjoy those games so much. And Black Mesa, the HD remastering, when that comes out, the Zen update, I'm going to stream playing it from start to finish. Like I'll have to do it on a Friday or a Saturday, and I won't stop until I finish the game. Like no matter what. That was what I did the last time I played Half-Life. It was a few months ago. It was like a 10-hour stream, and I just played it from start to finish, and I loved it. It was so much fun. Oh, let me scroll back up. Like Devil May Cry. Yeah, I saw that. Interaction between Kagura and Hamorgo. I think they'd get along. Kagura, I think would be fine with her. Homura, I think would just kind of like awkwardly talk to her like she does without realizing it. I've checked out. I've read the first chapter of The Last Sayuki. I need to read the chapter 2 and 3. I'm interested. I like the premise. I'm wondering how it's gonna be because it has like a pretty interesting story, but the main character is what, like 10? So it's a little bit weird. It's like if Ash Ketchum, like instead he went on like a world-saving shit. So yeah, what's up, Elric? Yeah, the My Hero Academia chapter. It's good. I like the direction it's going. I like the villains. I like the fact that villains are doing a potential training arc. I think that'll be cool. I want to see them and how they go about stuff. Do you think Zoro is a Gary Stu? Zoro from One Piece? I think he's. The thing is, I don't want to say yes, but I'm leaning towards yes because he hasn't really been pushed much in the whole time skip, and he just kind of steamrolled the hell out of people. I like Zoro because he's badass, but like that's almost all there is to him at this point. It's kind of like Zebra uh, from Toriko. Like Zebra was awesome. Zebra was badass, but there wasn't a whole lot to Zebra outside of being badass. And that's kind of like where I feel with Zoro right now. And I don't know, Zoro I think has just been way too strong since the time skip. And Gentle's pretty cool. I highly recommend Witch Hunter. I read Witch Hunter up until like chapter, like I think it was 70 at the time, and then I just lost track of it. I always see like chapter updates, and I'm always like, I need to get back to that. I'll probably do it soon. Maybe loosely after Blue Exorcist, I'll start reading a couple. So every time I see it, I remember Surtur, and I remember that dude was a fucking badass. Yeah, Gentle is a fun villain. I like Gentle. For me, My Hero Academia is not important to me. For me, My Hero Academia is not that important to me. I only like one fight in the whole season, mostly because of Teku. I mean, that's fine. You don't have to like it. I mean, I definitely. The thing is, the most hype things in Shonen Jump, you have fucking um, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, and My Hero Academia, and I'm not on any of those hype trains. I like my favorite right now in my favorite things right now in Shonen Jump and Weekly Shonen Jump are Black Clover, um, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Chainsaw Man. I'm having fun. I'm having a great time with those. Kimetsu no Yaiba too. I really like Kimetsu no Yaiba. Hell Warden is pretty cool. Definitely having a good time with those. Since Shiki and Ziggy are representations, of the Demon King, you think there's gonna be someone representing Angel and Eden Zero? I think that's gonna be maybe Justice. I think there's gonna be a bad guy who maybe like represents being a good guy. That's what I liked about Larcade in the Spriggan 12 is he wasn't like evil. He had this religious belief, and he felt like he kind of felt like a really good guy, just kind of like with different morals, fighting for the bad guys. I thought that was pretty cool. Let me scroll down. I gotta get caught up. I think Lich will ask Yuno to protect his child. Yeah, I think so. It's finally revealed that is in fact for sure his kid. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. Sunday I gotta go back to work tomorrow, but I'm stoked. You guys have no idea how hyped I am this week to see the glimpse at Dragon God Natsu. That's gonna be so awesome. And I'm one thing I'm hoping, I'm really hoping carries over from the anime, because sometimes stuff from the anime carries the manga, like Lucy's key design, and like the Starry Sky arc with Zentopia, is I'm hoping that the fact that his Ignil's flames in the anime when Natsu used the Ignil brand, the Ignil tattoo, I'm hoping I'm hoping that his flames when he goes into this pseudo dragon god state are red, because I thought that was really sick. I really like that. Yeah. Oh wait, where I missed a spot. Have you noticed that Asta looks like a lot like the first Wizard King? Does he? I don't think he does. I mean, he's got a little bit of a face, but I think that might just be Tabata's art style. I really want Asta to stay as just some. I want him to stay as a nobody that he's been rising up. I don't want him to be like a child of a prophecy or some reincarnation. I really like that he's supposed to be like this. That he's just a dude who's working really hard. He's trying really hard, because that's one of the things I think fell off with Naruto, is that Naruto became a child born into his powers at this point. Oh, someone disliked my stream, you fiends! Damn you. Well, whoever out of the 20 of you disliked my stream, at least tell me why, so I can understand how to fix it and do better, so you'll like it next time. I think we get a Black Clover game. Oh, we have the Quartet Knights game. It's fun. What the problem I had with it was there wasn't enough players when I last played it. It was mostly bots, but I think it had a big sale recently, and it was like a third of the normal price. So hopefully a lot of people picked it up, and then maybe it'll be more enjoyable this time. There's actually a phone game. More people are disliking the stream. What did I do to deserve such hatred? 3 dislikes. What have I done? Tell me why you dislike this stream. Oh, huge ass. How dare you? Huge ass. When are we gonna have that debate? I'm waiting. I mean, even look, huge ass. Look at Jump Force. Look at how much better Kaiba looks than Vegeta. I mean, it's not even close. Kaiba looks so much cooler. Yeah, the Black Clover phone game, I actually really want. I really like it as that turn-based combat game like that. I think it will work better as that. I think it looks enjoyable. I'm hoping to get an English release of it. Yeah. To me, the League villains don't make an appearance in my academia for a while. I get concerned. Oh yeah, the thing about the League of Villains is they're supposed to have this big presence, and yet they don't. I recorded my video, and I'll maybe put it out after the stream. But they were talking about like living in a shitty spot. I'm wondering, like Elric, I don't get why they killed that cult group that's like their version of KKK but for mutants. Why didn't they just take their base? They had a mansion. They had a mansion. They should have stayed there. Ignore Devil May Cry 1 through 4. I can't do it. I'm gonna have to play the other ones. I have to do it. I have to play them all. Fuck me, Zach God. That's not nice. I don't know. If you didn't like the stream, at least tell me why, so I can try and improve. And so next time you will like it. Soigyo, the Zero himself. No, Yugi's a fucking badass, dude. You need to read or watch Yu-Gi-Oh. Yugi's fucking awesome. Yugi's so much better than Goku. Come on. I mean, look, should I pull up like how fucking cool Kaiba looks in Jump Force? Like, oh my god, like Obelisk looks so nicely defined. He looks fucking amazing. I love it. I'm so happy that how good Obelisk looks. Even though his ult should be Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, since lore-wise, Blue Eyes Ultimate is stronger than Obelisk because one Blue Eyes is as powerful as Obelisk because there was originally only one, but because of obviously card shenanigans, you can have copies. That you can make the Blue Eyes Ultimate. Blue Eyes Ultimate should be Kaiba's ult, but whatever. Whatever, it's cool enough. I mean, it's not as bad as them dicking over poor Deku and giving his ult just being that hard punch he did on Muscular instead of giving him some cool shoot style stuff. I hope, please, Horikoshi, before the next time they do a video game like that, give Deku his own unique move and make it cool so he gets a cool, he at least gets a cool ult, please. I felt bad. I felt legit bad about that for poor Deku. Like, his ult is so lame in Jump Force. Let's see. Did you see Digitalis being set up for something bigger? I think that Digitalis, I think it'll be relevant later. I think it'll have a more importance later on for something. I'm not sure though. Because the thing about Digitalis is the Chronophage, I don't think would be able to eat it. I don't think the Chronophage could affect it because it's all digital. So maybe that could be like eventually like a big like hub meetup point, like like where they wouldn't have to worry about the chronophage and they'd still be able to keep flying through space. Let me see. Yeah, Hellwarden right now is awesome. I like this new villain. This copper-blooded dude is pretty cool. Acnology to Lucia, who's better villain from Hiramashi? Well, that's not a fair comparison. It'd be more like Zeref and Lucia, because the thing about Acnology is we don't know his backstory really. We only have a little bit of it because I guess for some reason he didn't put it in the manga even though he had it written. I'm waiting for it to come out in the anime. Obviously Lucia is better written than Acnologia because of that, but I think Zeref is better written than Lucia. When are you gonna admit Yu-Gi-Oh is? It's not. Yu-Gi-Oh's awesome. Kaiba literally alters the future with his ego because he doesn't want he won't allow destiny to control him. That is like one of the most anti-Soy things. You're so against being controlled and you're so your own man that you go against destiny. Like come on, that's badass as hell. You're saying fuck you destiny, I'll do what I want and altering the future based off of your ego. Come on, that's so awesome. I want Asta to stay as a commoner. Yeah, I want Asta to always be some nobody. I want Asta to stay as just some guy. I'm hoping that's the case. Who do you think Asta and Yuno's actual parents are? Yuno's I think will be licked, and I forgot his wife's name. But Asta, I want Asta's parents to be nobody because the thing is Asta, like, I like that Asta was a nobody who was born with nothing and no power, and he was able to work hard and eventually make things work for him. I like that. Because that was the thing originally that made Naruto so compelling, is that Naruto was this guy who's like, fuck your talent, I'm going to work really hard. And then it fell off. And then poor Rock Lee, the guy who actually worked super hard, became a side character, like sidelined character really. And instead Mike Guy took his spot as the cool martial artist, No, wait, dude, Yugi's awesome. You're crazy. Let's see. I don't know. You think Irene and God Serena should have been there to help Dragon Slayer? The thing is, so let me really quick. God Serena, I think he was a huge wasted character because we got a little bit of a smidgen of his backstory right before he died. Is he was looking for Acnologia. So I wish this is what I would have preferred it would have happened. He joined the Wizard Saints purely to find out about Etherion because he wanted what he thought would be maybe powerful enough to defeat Acnologia. He's pretty much his own guy. He's on whichever side he think would be best for defeating Acnologia. Obviously he finds out through them. He finds out about Albereth and the Empire and their level of strength people. G leaves, goes over there, and then eventually, he hangs out with them. And then when he finds out about E and D, and then he helps Natsu and all them, and then maybe and then you could incorporate, like, he went and he learned Etherion, and then he combines all his elements and becomes an Etherion Dragon Slayer instead. And then maybe trains the Dragon Slayers, like, at one point in the arc. God's Strain, I think, definitely got wasted. I think his character got wasted. I don't understand the point of his character, because he has a cool design. He's got a power that obviously is significant. Like he had a big role. He had an interesting aspect that he was the top wizard saint and he betrayed them and switched sides. But then nothing really ever came from him. I'm a little bit annoyed by that still. I mean, he was never his position of hype and importance was a lot of it was fan built because of these things. Like he was high ranked, he betrayed, and it's like he should have been more important. He wasn't ever, and that's kind of like where it comes in. It's though he should have been more important, he never had like something like um he wasn't like Irene, where obviously Irene's importance, or August, or Larcade, or even Brandish. Let me see. Yeah, soy. It's not soy, dude. It's awesome. You catch it with Vrains. Yeah, I need to catch it with Vrains too. Oh, I got through season 1, and then I like Soul Burner. I got season 2, and I just been waiting for it to. I wanted to wait because I like Yu-Gi-Oh dubbed most of the time, because the thing about dubbed versus sub for Yu-Gi-Oh is like if you miss a sentence in Yu-Gi-Oh, you might as well rewatch the episode, because that could easily change an entire duel. One sentence could easily change an entire duel's flow. But I don't like the dub for Vrains. Like Playmaker sounds weird. He sounds like some big stoic like guy, and he's supposed to be like this kind of cool sounding dude. Like it should have been like Johnny Yun Bosch, Ichigo Kurosaki kind of style voice, but he sounds more like I'm trying to think of somebody to really compare him to. I don't know. He just sounds like some like deeper voice dude. His voice should be on the big black dude. I don't remember his name. Like it just sounds weird. Anything else related to? Yeah, I'm a little curious of that too. I gotta scroll up. Uh, oh my god, damn it! Every time I think I get caught up. Yeah, there we go. Should have given Deku his full power. They should have not made Deku the Avatar. Asta is the anti-soy of Brute World in a Brute World. Asta is awesome. Anti-soy magic. Given how strong Igneel and Gale and Glory, how strong do you think Ziggy's gonna be? I don't know. The thing is, you were able to kind of look at the levels that they were. Because Gale and King were they should have they were definitely around the demon lord level. Obviously, Haru and Lucia were stronger than them at the end. And then you look at Megiddo, and he was like a threat to a whole country. So Gale and King could have been that. And then, but Igneel was a contender for Acnologia to a degree. And this is a guy who you have a dozen or so fodder dragons combine their power to make the dragon cry, and that was a continental destroyer. And Ishgal as a continent is fucking. It's like 10 times wider than Earth. It's not as like massive a planet, because obviously the difference is like width and then versus volume, but it's huge in size, and it was gonna completely like field wipe the whole place. And that was the Dragon Cry, which just followed him, and Acnologia is a planetary threat, and Igneo was at least able to mess with him a bit. It depends, because obviously we don't know what big people in Eden Zero are really like yet. We only really seen a handful. Like right now, the biggest display we have for power levels is what Jamilov, like shrugging off Shiki doing stuff. But I'm hoping. What I actually really like is I'm hoping that Eden Zero, a lot of their bigger power is in their ships, because I like that. I like that it's space battles, because if you have characters like, if they do something like planet destroying people, then that's going to be like, well, what the value is a ship then? I would like it to be kind of like in that same ballpark as Fairy Tail and Eden Zero, or Fairy Tail and Wraith Master. But like, I want their super weapons to be like ships and stuff. Like Eden Zero already though is like a super weapon, which I like. League of Villains should have taken the mansion. Yeah, I'm wondering why they didn't take the mansion. Like they'd rather like they're like, man, we live in shit, and it's like you guys were just in a mansion that was free now because you killed everybody. Just live there, and it's in the forest. Who do you think is better? Who do you think is the best written character in Black Clover? Honestly, I think it's Asta at this point. Like Asta, like just how far he's come, how well he's doing. Asta or Noel? Actually, probably Noel. I think a contender between those two. Just started Black Clover manga. Is the anime? The anime. No, don't check out the anime. I'd say for the anime, just watch some of the fight scenes. The thing about the anime is its animation is too inconsistent between good and bad, which is fine. You know, it's a big weekly anime. Its budget is not going to be stellar. It's been it's been slowly getting better, and there's still like stills of like people's like who was it? There was one of like Mimosa in that previous episode. Her eyes weren't even lined up, and it's like, God damn it! But then you see like a really cool shot of like them doing attacks and stuff, and it's like, okay, that looks pretty sick. I like the fact that they go heavy for like whenever you get an arc, there's that big moment, and I really like that they go big whenever they get to that big climax point of the arc, which I definitely those parts are worth watching, but you can just watch those specific scenes online. Witch Hunter's Expedition arc is starting to. Ooh, I'm excited for that. I want yeah, like I want to get back into Witch Hunter. I remember liking it. I have a theory on who Asta may be related to. I'm hoping he doesn't have anybody big related to. I really hope. What do you think of the protagonists from all the Yu-Gi-Oh seasons? Do you think they're good fits or major? Well, that's not fair. Well, the thing is, I think Yugi's probably the best shonen main character. Natsu is my favorite, but Yugi's probably the best. And it's hard to compare the other ones to Yugi because Yugi's just a fucking champ, and Yugi's just so awesome. I like I like all the Yu-Gi-Oh main characters. I can't not counting the current one because I'm not caught up, so I can't really gauge him too well. I like them. I enjoy the Yu-Gi-Oh main characters. I like them and the rivals. I think Yu-Gi-Oh always has really good rivalries. I think rivalry is one of the best parts about Yu-Gi-Oh as well. I mean, it's they're you can only say they're downgrades from Yugi because Yugi and Atem were the fucking champs. They're the best ones, and they're still like the top. The anime made it by Clone Studios, so the animation is bad. Yeah. I made a theory on Zero to just use God Trade as bait for now. I mean, that's a good point. I never thought about that, JK Nard. That's a good theory. I think that Zeref just was, saw him as a piece, though, to add to his fray. Because Acnologia was going to fight anyway because he went and talked to him. Mono for Black Clover is better. Yep. God's Arena is just hype. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, God's Arena was cool. He had a cool design. He had cool powers. He had a level of significance. He just kind of got wasted. But still, I feel bad lie to God's Arena help. Yeah, I'm wondering why. Well, I guess he probably didn't know much about Irene because a lot of them weren't. A lot of them were very rarely together. You knew one between Sinbad Magi or Mole Goku. Wait, what? Or Mole Goku? No, you can ask questions, Joshua. I don't mind. Mole Goku? Oh, Mastered Ultra Instinct. Oh, Goku would bodies isn't because I know Sinbad randomly became like a god and he could like create universes and shit. How powerful is he at that point? I didn't finish Magi. I got annoyed when they went to like in the like it looked like the Jetsons. And instead of like I enjoyed it when it was like this cool like Arabian deserts and dungeons and you had these cool like country battles and like waging kingdoms of war. And then it became like this weird philosophical thing and I was just like I don't this isn't the manga I signed up for. That's why I hate him and he is too OP. I mean, I talk about Yugi. Well, Yugi though is because he's the thing about Yugi. Why Yugi's the most power is Yugi's still the most powerful out of all the Yu-Gi-Oh main characters. He's still top dog. He's still the biggest deal out of the entire Yu-Gi-Oh multiverse. He's still the most powerful person to ever touch a deck, and it's still canon. And Sins from Black Clover, what do you think then rank terms? I think the Sins would definitely all be captain. They'd all be captain level. The only person I think that's way out of their reach out of the Clover is obviously Julius. Julius is beyond them. Given how they're how the characters like Mother and Chronophage might. Oh yeah, well the Chronophage technically isn't planet level. He's planet AOE because Fairy Tail already had Real Nightmare, which was planet AOE. But it's not like he's destroying it. He's doing time fuckery, which is pretty much what Real Nightmare did, except it did it on a mental level, not at an actual time level. So it's Mother though, obviously, yeah, potentially because she's so big. But the fact that she seems to just kind of hang out in space. So I'm wondering if she's one of those gods that can only observe and she can't destroy. Maybe she's like a creation god and she can't actually do any harm. I don't know. William and Patry are very well written characters. Oh yeah, Patry and William are really cool. You think Fairy Tail final season anime has been disappointing? Yeah. The thing is, like I said, big weekly animes you can't expect them to be fire. Like you only get some like Hunter x Hunter because Hunter x Hunter is like it's got all the nostalgia and it's Togashi has like a very dedicated fan base and it was done by Madhouse and Madhouse is really good. And who did Fairy Tail's finals? Was it still A1 or Period or some shit? The thing is about them is as long as they keep important good scenes like the scenes I really want to see animated well, I'm fine. Like I really like seeing Natsu going into Fire Dragon King mode with like the red flames and stuff. That made me happy. The music tone of it, I think they handled that scene well. The animation wasn't like I would have liked obviously better. I mean I always would like better animation, but I was still satisfied with that scene. And as long as they keep the scenes good, then I'm fine with it. It's different if it was like it's like a movie's different because it's a movie instead of an episode. But I guess it'd be like if it was like if we finally get to the 100 years quest, if that gets an anime, because it would be shorter and it would probably be seasonal. Seasonal's different, like because you're only doing like 12 to 24 episodes instead of like your the weekly ones are like 50, somewhere between like 48 to 50 episodes per year. It's like the same as the mangas. Like you're not going to go many weeks without an episode. So it's like okay, it's a little bit understandable because obviously budget, time, you got to have the people on it, and they need to make sure they're not overworking themselves. But if it was like 100 Years Quest, where it's like they're going to do each arc is only going to be 12 episodes. If it was something like that, I'd expect that animation to be really good. Otherwise, it'd be pretty salty. My opinions are garbage. You don't like my opinions, Jared Punch? But I do. I thought we were friends. Jaden is alright. I like Jaden. Jaden's a cool guy. My favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Rebel Kaiba. Of course, Kaiba. What did I do, Jared Punch? I didn't mean to upset you. Let's see. Who was wasted more, Galland or God Serena? God Serena, because Galland was really cool in the first couple chapters. Once Meliodas got his powers back, Galland was pretty much pointless because he got wrecked by Meliodas, got wrecked by Ban, and then immediately um, got wrecked by Escanor, and it was so upsetting because he out of the Ten Commandments he has my favorite design. He's got a cool ass weapon. He's got cool attacks. He's got a really fun personality. And then he just got thrown away to bring in more Bishis and Shotas and stuff. And I'm like, why? Oh, thank you, Jared Punch. I got upset. I'm like, what did I do? What did I do to deserve your malice? I was like, maybe you're one of those 3 people that disliked my stream. What have I done to upset you? Also, do you guys like my banner? I got this made by Pixlexia, if you've ever seen her on streams or on Twitter. I drew the original. I photoshopped and did some shit with the original design, and it was ass, but it was like a thing. But she made it look actually nice, so it definitely looks cool. I mean, I got picked on because I said banner. And I don't have like a cool commissioned art OC yet. Eventually, I'll get like my own cool custom for an avatar instead of my Natsu one. Well, at least this was a start. I got bullied for it. God damn it. I dropped magic. Oh wait, yeah, okay. I noticed the one above it was the one about Godsarena. I dropped magic 17. Yeah, I didn't like the weird philosophical stuff. I mean, it was like I really liked it. The thing I like, so I genuinely enjoy battle shonens. I think they're fun. I like seeing different perspectives. A lot of them are like fantasy and stuff. I won't deny. Obviously, I love fantasy, medieval fantasy, and magic is my favorite stuff. Obviously, that's why Fairy Tail and Black Clover click with me so well. But I do like it when they're different and you had something like Magi, which was like it was like Arabian Sands. It was like Aladdin style, like dungeons and genies and stuff. And then it went to like it had that long ass flashback arc, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't hate this, but I don't know how I feel about this. And then it came out of it, and then it was like 2 years later, Sinbad went from like he brought his city to being like the Jetsons, and I'm like, why? Why is this a thing now? This is weird. And then it's gonna be weird while they're still using magic and swords and stuff, and they got like flying cars and hovercrafts. I'm like, why? Why is this what's going on? When do you think that Ian Zero Crew will return to Blue Garden? Probably after this arc. I think they'll touch down and maybe have like a gathering. What I'm actually really curious about in the series is what does anybody have a counter to the chrono? Is there anything for a chronophage to like distract it? Like, is there a way like any means to really do anything about it, or is it, or are you literally just sitting on a planet and then one day they're gonna be like, hey, chronophage alert, get the fuck out of here, get in your ship, go to a different planet? If so, I guess that would make sense why people are more ship based, and then you just live in your ship instead of like having a set home. But I don't know. I think it's weird. Maybe it'll happen eventually. They'll explain it. The chronophage is just obviously it's just this roaming catastrophe. Where do you think the Dragonaires are plot? Do you think the Dragonaires are plot hole? Where would they find enough dragons for Dragon Guild to eat? So that's the thing. So I don't think they're a plot hole because we know that there's clearly dragons still out there. They're still existent. They've just been hiding. There's just not that many of them. And obviously, I did a bunch of theory videos before the 100 Years Quest started, and one of the theories was that now that Acnologia is gone, the dragons could come out of hiding because they're not in fear of being slaughtered by this guy anymore. And there was definitely means of hiding their smell because Irene, obviously, he didn't smell Irene at first, and dragon slayers smell the same as dragons. So there's that possibility that maybe there are still dragons, but the dragons are hunting them. There's the theory that the dragon god is their leader, and maybe he's like giving them like cutting off parts of his own body and giving it to them. There's also my theory that they stem from. This is a weird theory, but it's still a theory that one of them like found Acnologia's arm, and they that was initially what they ate to get a dragon boost. There's definitely obviously dragons still out there. I mean that was definitely apparent because like Animus was a thing. And Acnologia just didn't know about him. But Acnologia, it's not like he knows where. It's not like if there's a dragon on the planet, he knows. Like he knows them by smell. So as long as he's only able to locate them if he's able to smell them. So it's not like he's got like all-knowing sensing dragon powers, which was nice because it obviously opened up the fact that there could still be dragons out there. I think he just assumed that dragons were all dead because, I mean, he didn't find any. I mean, he went around for hundreds of years, and obviously he stopped finding them. So probably they were in his mind extinct. That's why I think a lot of people take it off the fact that he was saying there were no more dragons, but clearly there were. He just didn't know about some of them. No, I think. Oh yeah, thank you, Jared Punch. You had me worried. Well, there are probably some survivors. Yeah, I think the dragon gods. I think we'll get information on them whenever we meet their boss and some of the other ones. Let's see. But there's also the fact that we don't know because if it's just dragon meat or if it's dragon bones as well. Because we know that there are. I mean, for instance, the dragon skeleton that used to be in Magnolia over the Cardi Cathedral is a thing. Like maybe they ate dragon bones. Because we know also that like their remnants, like their remains, still emit some magic. Because even after the dragons died, their the magic and like anger and like hate and all the negative emotions like all mixed together to create the dragon cry. Asta versus Deku. Asta would body the fuck out of Deku. That's not a fight anymore. That was a fight for a little bit, and then like after he got key sensing, it started to kind of widen, and then they started kind of catching up. But no, after this arc, there's no chance. There's zero chance Deku could fight Asta. Asta's too powerful in comparison. Black Clover is it's just gotten like it's gotten so far out of My Hero Academia's power reach. It's ridiculous. Let's see what else. Do you think the government of Eden Zero is actually going to be relevant, unlike the government's remaster? Yeah, I think. Well, they look like they're going to be way more into it. They have way more of a presence. But I do wish the council was more involved in Fairy Tail because I like some of their designs. Like Grand Doma, I really liked the design. He never did anything. I mean, it's not a big deal, but same thing with Rave Master. They were never really a thing in Rave Master. And Eden Zero, they feel like much more of a big deal now, which obviously that's a different feel within their Eden Zero compared to the other two, which I like and will definitely add a different touch if that actually goes by. Goodbye, man. It's 1 a.m. Yeah, go to sleep. Have a good night, man. Let's see how much longer I stream. It's been a little over an hour. Keep talking about stuff. I like reading the comments and chatting with you guys. Just got back on the stream. Went to get food. Hang on, where's my fucking cursor? There it is. Went to get food. Now I am 34 minutes behind. That's fine. Well, as long as you watch it, I guess. Did you like my Natsu video? For those who didn't check it out, I did a deep dive into the topic. If you're a fairy tale fan, you've heard the argument before that people saying Natsu doesn't have character development, saying that he hasn't evolved at all since start to finish, which is just canonically not true. And I did a video on it. I'll post a link. Hang on, I'll post a link in the description, or in the chat if you want to check it out. It's a long video, but it goes over like multiple points of when he's progressed, when he's evolved, and when he's just kind of gotten better. Hey, Tomba hat. Oh my god, the Tomba hat. Hold on. Rex, I need you to drop an invite to your Discord account. Oh shit, really? What happened? Wait, what happened? I need you to drop an invite to your Discord. My account got nuked because it was an edgelord server that got nuked. Are you serious? My account got nuked because it was. Oh, your account got deleted. Yeah, I'll send you a message on Twitter. Here, at me on Twitter, or send me a message on Twitter, and I'll link you the invite. Damn, that sucks, dude. What the fuck? Hey, just message me really quick on Twitter. Yeah, Chainsaw Man is fucking awesome. Everyone that I've gotten into Chainsaw Man so far has liked it. I haven't heard one bad person say, or one negative comment about Chainsaw Man. It's like, it's fresh. It's keeping up like a really strong pace. It feels like you're reading a monthly. It's just fun. I love Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is awesome. If you haven't, here, I'm going to change the background really quick. If you haven't read Chainsaw Man, let me give you a taste of Chainsaw Man and what this series is like. If you haven't checked out Chainsaw Man, I have reviews on every chapter so far if you want to go back and hear my opinions after getting into it. Look at this. This is Chainsaw Man. It's too big. Hold on. Let me make it small enough to where it's not being eclipsed by the banner, but the banner is still present. 1 second. Let me make this smaller. This dude, he fought like this bat demon, this bat devil, and then just like rides up it through chainsaws and then disembowels the hell out of it. It was so fucking awesome. Chainsaw Man is so cool. I love Chainsaw Man. Check out Chainsaw Man definitely if you haven't yet. Yeah, just send me a message on Twitter, Tom. I'll send you an invite. We chat more about Chainsaw Man. Oh, there you are. You have a new. Is that a new Twitter? The Lazy Illustrator. Let me send you an invite. Oh my god, it's time to hit. Tom, I heard you were a reporter. Yeah, Dragon Cry is canon. I love Dragon Cry. To be honest, I'm not sure if weapons like lasers could hurt the chronophage. Oh, it's the chronophage. It seems like an energy. It seems much more like this kind of like sentient cosmic monster. But it doesn't seem like it doesn't hurt people though. The thing about the chronophage is it eats time. It doesn't eat people. So all it really do, like if it ate 50 years, your planet would go back 50 years. So in 50 years, you'd just be doing the same shit. You'd just be back to being like normal. Unless you weren't from that planet, because obviously, like it says, like if you weren't on the planet, you get pulled back 50 years, you just don't exist anymore. You're done. You're pretty much then you're pretty much dead. But that's because of time fuckery. Do you think of dinosaurs being added to any popular shonen? Wait, what? What do you think of dinosaurs? I like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are sick. That's what I liked about fucking Hitman Reborn, is that in Byakuran's crew, they were all like the guy who had the dinosaur box, and like you had like the girl who was like, I think she also had like what is it, plesiosaurus? I think that's the water one. Water, that really famous water dinosaur. I'm not gonna act like I can fucking name a bunch of dinosaurs. If Gwalter was here, Gwalter knows a lot about dinosaurs. If he was here, he'd tell me more about dinos. Gun Devil, yeah, the Gun Devil's gonna be awesome. Asta will always be strong. Well, I mean, you technically can't say he's always stronger, because he could easily, he could come out tomorrow and then Deku like punches away I don't know, a mountain or something, and like picks up a mountain and throws it at Giganto or something. But I mean, it's more than likely gonna be stronger. Dragon Cry is canon. The dinosaurs being Do you think of a dinosaur focused battle manga? That'd be freaking awesome. What dino would be the main character? Let me throw this out real quick. T-Rex, I think, would be the obvious one that people would pick. That's what I would pick. But I think oh my god, now I'm gonna contradict myself. I want it to be the obvious, a T-Rex or an Ankylosaurus. Those are my picks. Because a T-Rex, obviously, fucking everybody loves a T-Rex, but the Ankylosaurus is just badass looking. do you think? Yeah, I read that. I hope the Viz originals won't be soy. I think they'll be good. I'm hoping so. I think they're the fact that they're directly connected to the Shonen Jump. I think that they're or no, because that's their company. They own Shonen Jump. They're connected to them regardless. I think they're too smart to make any soy garbage. I think maybe if they're like, here's 10 series we've made, there'll probably be one in there that's like some Steven Universe thing, but that's probably who they're going to be going towards. Not like freaking Crunchyroll. It's like, hey guys, we made a thing, and it's just like nobody wants this. Why are you doing this? Or if it was instead like, here's a bunch of stuff, then it's like, okay, yeah, if that's what you're into, go for it. But it's like you're not making your you shouldn't announce something on a whole and then expect your whole to be happy about it because they aren't. They aren't going to be happy about it because that's not what they want on a whole. Idiots. Yeah, it's goofy. What do you think we'll get the Demon's Name by? I hope so. I hope the Demon's Name by Chapter 200. I really do. What's your thoughts on Weiss and Homore ship? I like their ship. I think it's cute. Chainsaw Man is killing it. Yeah, Chainsaw Man is fucking awesome. This is Rax's favorite thing. Wait a minute. What's my favorite? Oh, Shield. Wait a minute. Hashtag Shield. Is that a reference to Pokemon Shield, Supergirl? I'm curious to what you mean. I really want to know what you mean by that because now I'm wondering, like, Shield Hero, Pokemon Shield. What is that Pokemon that's the Sword and Shield already? The Ghost? Because that thing is awesome. That's a legitimately. There's so many Pokemon that I've seen get shit on, like Kefki with the key one, but that thing's a tank. But the Sword and Shield one, Honage, what I think is his name. No, that's the first one. I don't remember, but the Sword and Shield one is one of the best Pokemon ever. That thing is so freaking good. Who do you think got the most character development? Black Clover. Oh, we talked about it. It's either Asta or Noelle. It's between those two. Hey Rex, do you think personally about the current arc on Black Clover? I think it's awesome. I almost coughed right there. Look, I didn't. I love the current arc. I think it's fantastic. I think it's one of the better arcs in Shonen in a long time. And Shonen Jump especially, I think it's easily the most important or the most exciting arc going on right now. No, it's a new Twitter. I've always had this one. Oh, I'm a reporter. I look at things that others don't. And I found something real bad. Have you wait, fuck. Oh, there we go. Have you heard any classic battles shown in like Kinku or Space Pirate Cobra? I haven't. Oh, I've heard of King Kuman. I haven't heard of Space Pirate Cobra, but that sounds pretty cool. If Natsu was in Black Bulls, you think Yami would discipline him better than Makarov? I think he would, but I mean, wait, is this Natsu in general, or is this current Natsu? Because if current Natsu were in there and Yami tried to fuck with him, Natsu would smack the hell out of him. I think I don't. I think it would. No, because the thing is Makarov already smacks the hell out of him too when he was a lad, and so did Urza. I don't think it would really change Natsu. I think Natsu would have been fine. Because the thing is, Yami's a big freaking teddy bear. Like Yami like is violent and talk shit, but he's a big teddy bear. There's already a Dino Shonen. It's called Dinosaur King. Isn't that a? I haven't read the manga. Right? Is there a manga that is it more Battle Shonen? Like I remember there's a an anime, but it's like one of those like really young kid ones. That's why I never checked out, even though obviously dinosaurs. Aegislash, yeah, that Pokemon is fucking awesome. I love Aegislash. You think Brandish and Demaria left each other on good terms? Oh yeah, Demaria doesn't fight anymore. Brandish went around. Demaria, yeah, she doesn't fight anymore. She seems very happy, so I don't know why. I don't think she would be. I don't think she would have any negativity towards it. I think she's just happy, hanging out in a garden. Brandish just seems to do whatever. So I laughed really quick off topic. So I know some guys that during the arc they kept saying how Brandish was going to betray Zeref and how like Zeref's going to get joked on and like how stupid it is that she's going to ditch him just because she wants to hang out with Fairy Tail. I'm like, that's not going to happen. There's no way that's going to happen because logically, so even as a character, we know that she doesn't want to do this war at all. She's annoyed by it, but she only does it because she's loyal to Zeref. And it wouldn't make sense for her on both the character level when we know that how she already stood on everything, but also when they had all these people more powerful than her, when they had Zeref, Irene, and August, who all she knew, like, she didn't think they could defeat any of them, so why would she switch sides? And then she didn't switch sides. And the people that were mainly like talking shit about this or One Piece fans that I knew, and some Seven Deadly Sins fans, and then bam, putting switches sides against Big Mom because Sanji gave her a fucking compliment, and then Fraudrin, Derriere, Monspiet all like backstab the Ten Commandments, and then now because I also the same One Piece fan always like joked that Jacob was stupid because his weakness towards girls, because he was such a gentleman that he couldn't take things that were lewd, and now bam, X Drake has the same weakness in One Piece. Karma, motherfucker, got him. Who's my favorite dragon Pokemon? It's between Noivern, Flygon, and Giratina. I really like. So I always really liked Flygon. The fact he's not a bug dragon is a goddamn crime. But Noivern, there's a lot of Pokemon that grew on me heavy in the later games. Like Noivern grew on me. Um, Noivern grew on me. Zoroark grew on me. The Ferrothorn I think grew on me more than almost any other Pokemon, because I used to have my main team. It was like Volcarona, Aggron, Flygon, Lantern, Zoroark, or not Zoroark, Breloom, and then my fifth was usually like an alternate, but I think most of the time I went with like Bayonet or something, or however that Pokemon's name is pronounced. I can't help it. So I played what was it? What was that, Gen 5? Gen 5, I think, with Ferroseed. And I played Ferroseed, and I was just like, this Pokemon's really cute. And like how good it was, that Pokemon grew on me. I love that Pokemon so much. That's one of my favorites of all time, is Ferrothorn. I just love it. I love that Pokemon. He's so useful. He's such a little tank, and he just has such a good skill set. I love that Pokemon so much. But Noivern also really grew on me, and I just really like what Noivern looks like. This big bat dragon with like these sonic stereo ears. I think it's just really cool. And then Giratina is just a fucking ghost dragon. Both forms look awesome. Again, Elsie and Justice's relationship like Ursa and Jolos, but reverse, since Elsie is a criminal while the heroes think is going to be a thing. Yeah, I like Justice. I want to see Shiki. Well, Shiki can't team up with Justice because he's technically also a criminal. I don't know. I'm wondering what Justice is gonna play the first arc, because right now he's messing with Elsie, so I'm wondering if we're not gonna see him again until we see Elsie again, or are we gonna run into him soon? Given how Natsu forgave Jalal and Laxus for what they did, then Shiki's position would do the same. Well, Shiki is a whole different character. Like Shiki, I think it depends on the situation. Because Shiki, I think if they're his friend, he won't really blame them for anything. The thing is, he hasn't faced anything like that where he has to forgive somebody. I think it'd be harder because he has more of this. Shiki is way more pure. Like Shiki is a pure boy. He's way more innocent than Natsu or Haru, and I think that like anything that's gonna hurt him on an emotional level is gonna really like. I think he'll hold a grudge longer, is just like he'd hold like camaraderie longer. He's pure boy. I have you have the shiny Aegislash. Damn. What Pokemon I always really wanted shiny is what was that, Venipede, the centipede one. Legit, if I was a Pokemon trainer, if I had to pick one type, it would be Bug. I'd pick Bug type, and definitely for sure one of the ones I would have on my team is Scolipede. I love Scolipede. Scolipede's one of my favorites too. Like Fire's my favorite element, but in Pokemon, Bug is my favorite type because it's just so good. And obviously, you have my favorite Pokemon is Fire Bug, so I'm able to combo in that for a win. Cloxney and Droll, I heard backstab the Ten Commandments. Yeah, that's true. They did. I forgot about them. Yeah, the Ten Commandments like fell apart. Like, what the fuck happened? My favorites are Flygon, Salamence, Garchomp. Yeah, Flygon's awesome. So, real quick, I guess it's not really spoilers, but it's because it's leaked stuff. The fact Flygon was supposed to get a Mega Evolution and didn't, which is bullshit. But I guess they're making up for it in this next game because instead they're going to introduce Armored Evolution, and Flygon is going to get an Armored form, which sounds awesome and will make me very happy. So I love Flygon. I always really liked Flygon. It was stupid the fact he didn't get a Mega. He should be a Bug Dragon. Why is he not a Bug Dragon? He was a bug. He was a ground bug, and they're based off of Antlions. Why is he not a bug? Why is he not a bug Pokemon? If I had to pick, which would you pick, Natsu or Zeref? That's hard. So someone actually asked me that recently. It's a hard pick because I really like Natsu and I really like Zeref, but I pick Natsu. I pick Natsu over Zeref. I love both of them, but I like Natsu more. You think Shiki and Hor are going to team up to fight Drac and Joe? I don't think they're going to team up. I think that's gonna be a Shiki fight, and I do look forward to it. Did you hear that One Piece? Yeah, the live action Netflix One Piece. Did you hear about that, Tamba? Netflix is doing a live action One Piece show. Why? That's gonna look so bad. Why are they doing this? Why? Yeah, Elric, that was I saw that and I was just like, this is not gonna go well. As much as I love like Fairy Tail Yu-Gi-Oh, well, Black Clover live action probably wasn't that bad, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I thought that too, Tom. That was the first thing I thought is Armored Digivolving. Oh, it'll be more relevant. Armored Digivolving was only good in season one, and that was the. I mean, it got thrown aside for DNA Digivolving. I mean, which is cool, but I like the Armored one. Armored Digivolving like stopped being a thing forever, but luckily, it looks like it's coming to Pokemans. They'll get more attention for it too. You go find out about Valkyrie. Yeah, I think Valkyrie is going to be one of the OSG. I think she'll be revealed for Armored and Mega. I like Mega Evolving. I like the super move. What is it? What was the move called? The Z attack in Sun. I like that more than Mega Evolutions because it was more of a. I thought it was more balanced because. Hang on, my cat is on my books. Get the fuck down from there. I don't mind when she's on there, but I'm afraid she's gonna put her claws and stretching things. Come on, girl, get down. Actually, speaking of that, did anyone else see that the Fairy Tail box sets because they're doing um they license for one they license 100 Years Quest with an English release, which I'm excited for, but they're also doing these big box sets which are going to be 10 volume. I think they're going to be 10 to 11 volumes because they have to end it with the fact that it's 63 volumes, so it's probably going to be like 11 for the first three and then 10 for the rest or something. Um, I'm excited to get those. I'm gonna get those for sure, and then I'm gonna donate my old books and maybe give them to like a library. Because there's a local library I've been meaning to go give us some of the manga. So I have some manga that I just impulse bought because they were like $1. It's like, and I'm gonna go donate that to a library, and then like my extras because some of the manga I accidentally bought 2 volumes of, but I'm gonna go give them away. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, the One Piece live action. Why they do that? What would my hockey specialty be? I like the simplicity of Conqueror's or color or armament hockey, but I hate the way it looks. It looks goofy. Like you just get a black body part and then eventually because if it was one character, it was different. The thing is, I'm gonna rant really quick. The thing is that it should have been a Luffy thing. The black arm should have been a Luffy thing because someone described it to me when they were still going through One Piece. Is they thought it was like vulcanization because obviously second gear Luffy emits like a higher body temperature, and when vulcanization, when you rubber obviously like using heat to harden, like how you make bowling balls, and that would have been how Luffy can hit harder. But it looks goofy on like the fact that it's like a normal staple power. Because eventually, like you're just gonna get two characters, they're gonna have full body black arm hockey. They're just gonna be punching each other and it's gonna look really goofy. I would probably pick Conqueror's hockey just because it's a trash hammer. Observation hockey is too inconsistent. Like sometimes you can't like it can see through walls, and sometimes it can read minds, and sometimes it can see in the future, and sometimes it just gives you like this extra sense. Like it's just I don't like that it's so inconsistent. Conqueror's hockey is just cool because it's a trash hammer, and it just look at this 100,000 random no name characters. You just okay, flex hockey, flex your conquers hockey, and they're done. GG. Do you think Fairy Tail main cast and Rave Master would interact with Weiss? They would like him. Weiss is a scumbag. Weiss is scummy. He wouldn't get along with most of Hiromishima's good guys. That's what I like about Wise, though. I like the fact he feels different. He's obviously like a scum. My cat really like my poor chair. So really quick. So when I moved into my apartment, I bought a new chair, and I didn't really want to get like a really expensive chair off the start. I want to just get a normal chair. It's only like a $50 chair. It looks like just some chair you'd see in somebody's office at like I don't know a fucking um I don't know, you could get like a checkup with a doctor or something, but it's like $55. And my cat, for some reason, even though she's got I think what like four different things in the apartment to scratch her claws, she loves to fucking scratch her claws on my goddamn chair. So it's covered in these little tiny cat marks. She's an asshole. No, I'm just kidding. You're a good girl. She's just walking around now. She woke up. Now she's upset that I'm not giving her attention. But let me get back to this. Yeah, the Z moves I think are cooler. Heaven Scorching, Light of Destruction. What? Is that an attack in Pokemans? What do you think of the 1,000-year time skip to Unit Zero? I think it'll. Well, the thing is, now we know with the chronophage, it's probably just the chronophage is gonna fuck with stuff. That's just my theory. I haven't seen one of the One Piece movies. Wait, I haven't seen any of the One Piece movies beyond. I've seen Film Z, Film Gold. Those are the only ones I've seen. I kind of want. There's some of them I want to watch. Eventually, I just want to watch all of them. The thing is, like, I don't like to use random streaming sites, and I don't like Crunchyroll and Funimation. So usually, if I want to binge watch something, I usually binge watch it. If it's like episode by episode, then I'll watch it on some site because it's like okay, one episode. But when I binge watch stuff, I usually want to binge it on Netflix or Hulu or somewhere where it's like super chill and I don't have to worry about stuff because a lot like random stream websites sometimes they get logged down way too much and it's hard to freaking watch any of them and I hate it. I liked Film Z though. I thought Film Z was good. But let me see, where was I reading? The episodes where Luffy feats Kuja Pirates and Fights, but is Natsu really a ripoff of Luffy? Yeah, Natsu is not a ripoff of Luffy. There's so many differences between their characters that you get early on, and yet people don't pay attention. Like the only things that really get is that they're kind of rough around the edges. They're pretty happy guys. They like their friends, but Luffy is much more of like a I don't care what's gonna happen. I'll do what I want. Natsu is much more of a he's much more interested in that in some ways, but he's more interested in the benefits of the guild. I think he has a lot more character development than Luffy as well. The fact that early on he didn't like teams, like Luffy's first thing is like that he had it's like I'm gonna form a crew, and Natsu is like I don't want a crew. Or I don't want a team. Like he's in the guild, but he didn't like doing team missions. He didn't like working with other people very much, which is obviously a big staple difference. Yeah, it was based on vulcanized rubber initially, yeah, but then Odie decided to give it to everyone. Yeah, it was a cool idea. The thing I liked about Luffy is the fact that Luffy was he was an improv fighter and he took rubber and he turned it into a really good ability. And the fact he was very versatile with it, and the vulcanization thing was cool. It was interesting. It was like a cool way to progress Luffy, and you were pretty much using the way that he had second gear into advancing his overall power, which is really interesting. And it just looks dumb on other characters. Like you could have had just like some like thin aura, but then again, I don't like arm hockey at all because it completely does away with the whole fact that Luffy used to defeating a Logia user. You had to figure out how to get past their elemental body, and now you don't need that anymore. It's not a thing anymore. And that was the cool thing about fighting Loki users in the series is it's like all right, how are they gonna what is their Achilles heel? What are we gonna use to get through them? Because Logias, the thing about One Piece is Paramecia's where their powers were weird. You couldn't really predict them because like Paramecia, you're just getting a fucking random loot box. You don't know whether your power is gonna be the freaking the Gura fruit, the most powerful like devil fruit, or the what's like a really shitty one off the top of my head. Uh, what's a really bad Paramecia fruit? I guess Buggy's is kind of trash. I like Buggy, but his devil fruit isn't very good. Or you get something like Foxy's, like the Noro, which is so powerful that Otis just never going to use him again because realistically he could stop somebody and then just one shot kill them and shoot them in the face with like a hockey bullet. But where was I going with this? Zoans were animals. You had enhanced stats, and sometimes they would have an extra trait to them. That Logias, they were very powerful, but usually the Logia users didn't have very high durability because the fact they had an elemental body, they weren't used to taking damage. So you had just had if you could figure out how to get past their elemental body, you can hurt them, and there's a potential of winning. And now their elemental body doesn't mean shit because you just have to have hockey, and hockey's like a general ability that everyone in the fucking New World has, and I think that's stupid. You think there's going to be a Spriggan 12 Eden Zero? I mean, yeah, the Spriggan 12 are really just they were like any other big group, but they were just on a higher level. I mean, like they had the seven kin of Purgatory or the nine demon gates. But yeah, we'll probably have like some big bad guy eventually with his own crew. I was really hoping. So I actually had a theory of way early on that there was going to be three other people like Seraph. Well, I guess we kind of have that now with Toka, but Seraph was death and Acnologa is the apocalypse, and then you maybe had like Seraph as death, and you had other characters that represented like the four horsemen, and they led to Acnologia, and like kind of like the four horsemen lead into the apocalypse. That would have been really sick though. It's just a random side bit I wanted to put in because I always like that idea, even though it's not canon. I just can't imagine why he's flirting with Urza. It wouldn't. Well, Lucy, Ellie, Julie. Well, no, Urza. So Urza would probably be all right with the flattery as long as he didn't get touchy. She wouldn't care. Lucy would probably be fine with it, and Ellie would probably be fine with it. Julia would probably just attack him because Julia is very aggressive. Do you think 100 Years Quest will end in 100 chapters? No, I think it'll. Well, no, because the thing about 100 Years Quest that makes me think it's going to go on for a while is we have five dragon gods, we have Liberaris, which is its own group, and we have and we have Diablos, which is its own group, and potentially Ankh Saram, who is. I mean, I imagine maybe Ankh Saram could be his own arc, maybe like Fairy Tale, fucking, Ankh Saram or some shit. I don't know, something with him. I think he's a potential. Obviously, we don't know much about him, but he is a logical step beyond the five dragon gods if they want to do anything with that. Like if they said we want to do one more arc and then bring him in. Well, one more story because it would take it probably more than one arc to really build for him. Toka or Elf for Final Hunters Quest. Toka I think is more threatening than Elsaria. Well, I don't think either of them are. I think it will be a. I think it will be a dragon. Take seemingly useless abilities and making them awesome. Yeah, that's what I liked about Luffy, but now Luffy is just like he just merges all these hockeys and like all the cool stuff about him that I really liked is kind of going. Logia's pretty much being countered by a staple of being in the new world just makes it be like, well, why would you have a Logia then? Honestly, you don't. When you find a devil fruit, usually it's like by random. It's just in three categories. But I don't know. I just don't like that. I don't like that hockey pretty much just fucks over Logia users. I've been annoyed by that for a long time. I don't like hockey. I would have liked it if it was just Conqueror's hockey because Conqueror's hockey is cool. It's consistent. I don't like how I really don't like how um what's it called? I really don't like how armament hockey looks. I don't and observation hockey is so freaking inconsistent on how it works. Do you think it will happen with Seki in the future? I don't know. Really, Seki. Seki. Oh, Seki. I was thinking of fucking what's his name? The dude from I was thinking of Senku or whatever from Doctor Stone. I don't know Seki. I want Seki to turn around and become good because like useful and powerful. I like Seki. I think he's cool. Well, Loki floated the Urza. Well, that's because Loki is touchy. Loki's like when we knew when he like flirted with girls, he got way too close and he like put hands on and get a little. Like if you just went up to Urza and flirted with her, she'd probably be flattered. But if you went up to her and started getting handsy, she'd smack the shit out of you. You think the vice captain of the Black Bulls is a spy on the team? Yeah. Oh, the Black Bulls captain or vice captain, I think is off doing something. It'd definitely be something cool if it was something like that. And then maybe we meet up after this arc. Strongest Devil Fruit type. Well, the strongest is Paramecia because Paramecia is just like this. Clearly, when you look at the Paramecias, they have the best stuff. Like Logia's, like you just get an elemental attack. Like you just have big elemental power, which is cool. But like Paramecias have so many like more useful things. Like if Foxy was on level, like if Foxy was, you put Luffy and Foxy on the same level, Foxy would kill everybody in One Piece. Foxy would stop you. Stop Foxy, like put Foxy against Kaido. Foxy could stop him in place and then push him into the ocean. Like he literally just push him in the ocean. And there you go. Foxy wins. Foxy is he's too powerful for most of the characters in One Piece. And I think legitimately that's why he's like he hasn't made a reappearance. Do you think the space government is secretly corrupt besides justice? I hope not. I wanted them to be like a really. I think they'll have corruption in it, but I'd like it not that the overall. I don't want them to be overall corrupt. What do you think will be the new captain of the Golden Dawn? Well, I don't think they're going to be the Golden Dawn anymore. I talked about that in the last stream a little bit, because so far we've known whenever someone became a captain, like was appointed captain and not like a stand-in captain, they made their own group because the Black Bulls were made by Yami. Um, when Julius was a captain, he had the Ashen Deer, and so I feel like when the next captains rise up after this arc, they're gonna make their own crews, and maybe we'll see some new characters. I think a time skip, maybe only like a year or two, is in order. I don't want some like 10-year time skip though. I don't want that at all. I like it like a year. A year is pretty good. All right, I think I'm gonna like. What's this? You think you'll ever get another Fairy Tail movie during? I mean, maybe. The thing about it is like, I would like another movie. Well, I don't know. I don't remember how. I don't know if the last movie was that profitable. I think it did well, but I don't think it was like some smash hit. I think it only made like $1 million or something. But I imagine, well, I don't know how much the cost of animation is. But I think they made a movie and then probably, I don't know about DVD sales and merchandise and stuff. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream. What is it? We've been at like almost 2 hours. Uh, yeah, if you haven't yet, I would appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel, thumbs up, check out my other videos. That Natsu video, I'll link it again. I spent a long time on that. Like I was wanting to keep it like when I did it, I imagined it at like 25 minutes, and then it came out as 46. I think I could have made it a little bit longer, but I feel like it just would have been more appalling at that. I'm gonna do one on Zeref next, and I think my Zeref one will be probably close to the same length. I want to go into like the thing is Zeref doesn't get Natsu gets a lot of shit. I don't think Zeref really gets a lot of shit, but I think Zeref's writing is still very underappreciated. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. I gotta make dinner and get ready for work tomorrow. Hey, let me see this. Do you think Fairy Tail Cast that didn't get new designs after 1 year time skip should get some time? Yeah, but well, oh Gray. Well, no, because Gray's hair changes when he goes. Most of the time when he goes into his demon Slayer thing. And Natsu, I didn't like Natsu with long hair. I just like that they have slightly different outfits, and then they have differences with their abilities and stuff. Anyway, yeah, the Zeref one. Look forward to it. Yeah, see you guys later. And hope you guys all have a good one. And I'll talk to you on the next time. I'll put out my Chainsaw Man review after this, and so hopefully people can spread the word of Chainsaw Man. And so otherwise, see you guys later. Thanks.